It seemed like I was lost, but I don't think we ever are. I think we're always meant to be exactly where we are. I don't believe in coincidence, and I don't believe that, we're lost in any way. I think that the universe has its plan, and even though we don't know what it might be, we still follow along with the plan. Yesterday, I was going to the wedding, and beautiful beach. I was on Siesta Beach, which is in, where is it? It's in Sarasota, Florida. Beautiful place. And I was lost, but was I? And I saw a young man. He was a worker working in the car park, and I stopped him and I said, do you think you could tell me, do you know where this place is? I was looking for this place. And he stepped out of his truck and he said, yeah, sure. He turned around to me, yeah, sure. I've lived here all my life. I know this place like the back of my hand. Where do you need to be? But as he was talking to me, as I heard his voice, other things were going on, because even as I felt Grey Eagle tap my shoulder, pay attention, basically, hey, something's coming, I actually saw an older man, not too old, but an older man standing to one side of him, his father, who had died in a very tragic accident, and a young man on the other side of him, a good friend of his, who had also died fairly recently, also in a road accident. What was I to do? The wedding was at 9:30. Did I have time to talk to them? Of course I did. I'm always going to make sure that I'm going to talk to people in the spirit world. So this poor young man, just thinking I was this lost soul looking for where the wedding was going to be, was so startled when I said to him, can I just mention to you, is this your father that I see standing next to you? He tells me that he was killed in a very bad accident, and his eyes opened wide, and he stopped and he looked at me, and his jaw dropped open. And then I also have a young man who's a good friend of yours, who died just a few weeks ago, who was killed in a road accident. And this poor young man, can you imagine? There you are, you're just doing your job. We just think we're living our lives. There we are. There's no rhyme and reason to it. We know, don't we? We all know, most of us believe that our loved ones in the spirit world are always there with us, always watching us, trying to guide us and to steer us in the best way that they can. We know that. But when it's sort of something that actually, in this case and in many cases, hits you in the face, suddenly his dad is there. He knows he's there. He believes he's there. He believes his dad's with him, but he didn't expect it in the car park on Siesta Beach, of all the places to get a message. And it was wonderful, because his father kept talking to him about different things, telling him about his life, what he was doing, that he could see him, who he was with, and this went on. And I was thinking to myself, I've got to be at the wedding because I promised to be at the wedding, but at the same time, how could I ignore a wonderful father in the spirit world who had taken this opportunity to talk to his son, because he had some very important things to tell his son. He had some very important things to impart to his son, to let his son know, hey kid, I'm here. And at some point, as we're talking, we're going back and forth, I'm giving this young man his messages from his father and his friend, and also one or two other people in the spirit world too, because hey, we can have a party and people can come through whenever they want. And if you're listening and you're paying attention, as I always try to do, it's amazing. It's amazing what we can find out. But then his father suddenly gave him a piece of advice so strongly I'll use the words. I'm not going to tell you what it was about, because that's between that young man and his father and me, yes, of course. But his father at some point started talking about a situation that this young man, that his son was in, and he said to him very firmly and clearly, don't do it. Don't let your guilt, don't let your overriding feelings of guilt push you into something that you really know that you don't want to do. Don't do it. And at this point, this poor young man who'd been sort of, you know, probably that's kind of hijacked in the car park, just his chin started to wobble, and emotion came to, tears came to his eyes, and he just nodded at me and he said, I know exactly what he means. And my mum said the same thing to me just a few days ago. I was talking to my mother and she said just the same thing to me a few days ago, don't do it. So I said, well, I think your father's concerned. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be joyful in your life. And if you do this thing that you're so tempted to do, purely out of guilt, you're going to regret it. There were lots of other things said. Of course, there were lots of other things said. Isn't it wonderful though? We say all the time, I tell people all the time, you know, your husband is with you, your daughter is with you, your whoever it is that you've lost in the spirit world. I try to reassure people that they are with us and they are watching us, they're watching over us. But we don't expect, do we, to have a very clear, precise message from a father who was killed in a nasty accident to come into the car park just when I'm on my way to a wedding, remember. But, you know, when our loved ones in the spirit world, when they see us, they just want to give us messages, or they want to let us know that they're with us. And if we listen carefully and we pay attention and, you know, we're sort of watchful, then they take the opportunity. So many of your loved ones are just waiting, perhaps for somebody like me to come along so they can tap me on the shoulder with Grey Eagle's help to say, hey, we're here and we love you, just want to let you know. This is not the first experience of this kind of thing that I've had. It happens to me all the time in restaurants, in supermarkets, in just walking down the street, walking along the beach, wherever I am. The spirit world sees me. Those in the spirit world see me, and if they possibly can, they will take the opportunity to tap me on the shoulder. So I'd like you today, if you can, you know, listening to this, pay attention, because somebody might be tapping you on the shoulder and tapping you on the shoulder, and you're so busy watching this, or you're so busy on your iPhone or playing your games that you fail to see or to hear or to understand. Your loved ones truly are with you. This young man, I like to think that he went away and had an amazing experience. I'm pretty sure he did. Well, he told me so. I went off to the wedding and had an amazing experience at the wedding. So please pay attention, watch out. Those in the spirit world who love you and who care about you are truly there. They are truly with you. And they truly, if they can possibly do it, if you allow them to do it, if you stay open, they truly will be able to let you know one way or another, either through signs, a tap on the shoulder, something, a whisper in the ear. They'll truly let you know, if you pay attention, that they are always with you. And whenever you need them, or even if you don't, they're still with you anyway.